Okay, before you think I've gone totally bonkeramas and off-brand, I just want this is all about music. The channel is always about music, generally speaking, and today is Valentine's Day, and so I saw some people doing some Valentine's Day playlists. So I thought yesterday, oh, I'll do one of those. Just for fun, just to like pick out some tunes and play the game. And so I put together my little playlist for 2024. It's not perfect. It's not the be all end all greatest of all times Valentine's Day greatest of all time love song playlist. But this is just what's like some of these tunes I've been vibing with anyway over the past month or two or even years, so I'll share them with you. I'm going to put the link in the description. As you can tell, this is very impromptu. I can't play the music because of copyright stuff, I guess. And they're not like, number 1 to number 14. They're just in it. I just picked them and put them in. So you could have a number 1 if you want. Out of maybe you guys could suggest, and also feel free to throw some suggestions in on your own. So number 1 or first is a track I didn't know about until maybe about 6 months ago. Yeah, maybe even less than that. 3 months ago. You're Still Beautiful to Me by Bryan Adams. He sounds a lot like Rod Stewart on this one, and it's a very chill acoustic guitar, drums, kind of like a wah-wah slide guitar that's very interesting. I don't know who played it, probably Keith Scott, his normal guy. You're Still Beautiful to Me. This is my fancy production setup where I have it sort of, and it looks like if I don't have the camera follow me around, it'll do a good job on the screen. So next one. Oops. When the Night Comes. Maybe I should just mute it. Dan Auerbach of Black Keys fame. This is from one of his solo records. I'm not sure which one. When the Night Comes. Real nice, chill, sort of acoustic-ish with some strings, some real retro reverb on the vocals, as he is wont to do, and beautiful tune. I mean, he's got a great voice. What are you going to do? He could sing anything. Most of these artists can pretty much sing the phone book and make them sound good. Romeo and Juliet by the Killers, which is a Dire Straits song. I came across this tune 15 years ago, 16 years ago, by way of the Abbey Road sessions that the Killers did. And I was like, wow, that's a really great tune. I didn't know it was a Dire Straits. I wasn't like big on Dire Straits until really quite recently. And then I got really into their first 2 records, which are impeccable records. So as you can see, this is about music. It's not just silly love songs, as Paul McCartney would say, and that song's not in here. Beautiful Girl by NXS, the original NXS. One of the great, and it's all my opinion, one of the great vocalists we've ever had. Checked out at 37, unfortunately. Just a really nicely put together pop production. Andrew Farris, I believe, is the guy who does all the production. The guy was locked in for several years and just could do no wrong, more or less. Next one. This Must Be the Place, Naive Melody, Talking Heads. Not the Talking Heads, Talking Heads. Another tune that is, a lot of people don't realize that it's a love song. for whatever reason, because the lyrics are a little kind of in and out here and there. It's Talking Heads. You don't really think of Talking Heads as love song material, or a love song source. Tremendous tune. Might be... I'm not going to give it away. Here we go. Next one. Dream Some by Shelby Lynn. Not the greatest picture of Shelby Lynn. That one is. I don't know what she was thinking with that photo, but she's an interesting person. This is a beautiful tune. This one is borderline broken heart love song. Did You Miss Me is kind of said over and over and over again. I still think of it as a Valentine song. It could, it's got that kind of thing. You could send it to somebody. I don't know. I can't believe I'm doing this. Fade Into You, Mazzy Star. One hit wonder, some would say. 90s. Still sounds current now. Could probably sneak past some people as a new record if you just threw it out there and just said, hey, here's a new artist. Here's Fade Into You by Lana Del Star. And you'd have a hit. Make You Feel My Love. You got to have a Dylan track in there. I mean, it can't be... This is one of the good ones. What was I going to say? It can't be. You couldn't do like If You See Her Say Hello. That tune. Riptide. What's funny is that there's another song on here that I picked that the first line of the song is sort of a line from Riptide. And Riptide is a love song by another guy that's no longer with us. Sadly, a little too young, or a lot too young. I think he was only like 55 when he went. One of the great vocalists, rock vocalists. It would have been cool to see where he would have went from where he was at the time. Thinking About You by Frank Ocean. I wanted something a little bit more modern in there. And it's a great track from what is now a classic album, the Channel Orange album. And great tune. Sparks, Coldplay. Back when Coldplay was Coldplay and not the thing that they've become now, which is, modern, but it's not the Coldplay that we know of from Parachutes and, Yellow and Green Eyes and things like that. Sparks is a beautiful tune. I mean, Chris is a great vocalist, great interpreter, as they call. A classic, probably the most rock tune on here. Here Comes My Girl, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I mean, he says it all in it, and delivers it well. Another guy no longer with us. Here with me, Susie Sue. She is new to my world as far as I didn't really know of her. I think I knew of a tune or so from the playlist, from the Spotify thing where, you're just listening and you hear something as you're taking a walk or you're on the subway and you hit like just so you can maybe find the song again. And turns out I liked one of her other songs, but this one's more fitting in vibe with the Valentine's Day 2024 thing. And I went back, Bryan Adams made it twice. And how can you deny the Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman from Don Juan DeMarco soundtrack as a Valentine's Day song in some ways? So that's my list. I think that covers everybody. Let me go back. I'll put this playlist link in the description. I think I think that Spotify allows that, or I mean, YouTube allows that. Sorry, YouTube. Looks when they share the recommended ones, it's interesting, and there's some good ones here. Secret Garden, Bruce Springsteen. I happen to work on that. I worked on that song. Didn't do much, but I worked on it. Wild Horses. Yes, I could say yes. This Year's Love, David Gray. Yes, I could say. Sarah, maybe. Don't Dream It's... I don't know about Don't Dream It's Over. She's Always a Woman. Yes. Crazy Love, Van Morrison. Yeah, I would agree. So that's it. That's my... And it's all about music.